So recently I've done a few videos on the channel regarding the frame generator and whatnot, and it's kicked up a few comments from people regarding the content center, like how do I edit it, how do I understand it? I don't understand how it works. And I'm like, mate, the content center, how do you edit it? Really? Go to my channel, go to the videos tab, hit search for content center, and the first two videos that pop up, mate, is getting started guide to editing the content center. It's been there for 2 years, cards on the table. I'd forgot myself that I'd done it. But yeah, it's been there for 2 years. And then the second video is how to install and set up the desktop content center, which is perfect because you can't do the video I'm about to show you if you haven't done this bit. How to install and set up desktop content center. But the content center is installed with Inventor when you installed it in the first place, so you should be fine. But if you didn't install it, just follow this. I have no idea how I stretched it out for 15 minutes, but that's a thing. That's just how I do. So if you want to edit the content center, and to be fair, I go into quite a bit of detail. I've had a quick gander through it, and I do all right here actually. This is quite in depth. These are all editing all the tables, family properties, file names, all that kind of stuff. All that shenanigans. And then this video here, how to install the content center, is taking you through the install process where you've got the ticky box for installing desktop content, which is that one there. You should have ticked that when you installed your Inventor in the first place. It normally is ticked. You would have had to untick it. But nevertheless, I digress. Let's get cracking. So all I'm going to do in this video is explain the mechanisms behind the content center, where files come from and where they go. Cotton Eye Joe. That's all it's going to be. It's not a guide on how to use it. It's not any kind of in-depth tutorial. It's just the mechanisms behind it. So first, let's validate that you've got the content center working after the initial waffling is complete. Let's go to projects, and I'm using the default project file. You might be using a different one. That's fine. Click this button down here. Configure content center libraries. Providing everything's tickety-boo, you should see access option, Inventor desktop content, and then you should see location of libraries with a blue hyperlink, and then you should see a bunch of black text and red text. As long as most of the text's black, you're fine, you're golden, everything's sweet. To verify that everything's okay, you want to click this hyperlink here, and then that'll take you into Windows Explorer, and there are your Inventor content center libraries that you installed with Inventor. These IDCL files, Inventor desktop content library files, are where your nuts, bolts, washers, all your content center parts come from. But this is not one big massive zip file full of parts. These are tables full of numbers that make parts when you ask for them. That's the first element in the mechanism that makes the content center work. Libraries. The second one is the files. And the big question is, where do the files go once you've made them? That is also dictated by your project file. So heading back on over to Inventor, go to your project file, expand folder options, and you'll see a directory here, content center files. If that's set as default, when you place a washer, a bolt, whatever, from the content center, Inventor is going to automatically bung it into that directory there, which is C users, documents, your My Documents folder, Inventor, content center files. So just heading on over to that folder, Inventor, content center files, release 2018, which is what I'm using now, ENUS, it'll put all the content center files into this directory. In a drawing office, non bueno, not good. You want to change that directory to be a network drive. And to do that, you can either edit this path or go to your application options. You would do this in everybody's Inventor and then change this path here to be a network drive. Whenever you create a bolt, washer, whatever, you want it to go into a network drive. So you just do. Again, without getting into too much detail and going to the far end of a fart, that's probably the best option to do. So that's where it's going to put the files. And, well, let's just verify that. Right, that's where it's going to put the files. And then that's where the files come from. But obviously you can't drag and drop files from there to there. It's not going to make you nuts and bolts and washers. What happens is you go to an assembly. You click place from the content center, and then Inventor gives you the content center, the place from the content center dialog. You've given various filters here. So this is the little funnel button here is filters. So if you're working in, for example, the UK, you're probably not interested in the DIN stuff, in the JIS stuff. So if you go into bolts, let's go into socket head bolts. You see, it just gives you everything. It just sort of diarrheas everything all over you. You're just like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. All I want to do is look at ISO fasteners. So you can click the funnel, click ISO, and that's all it's going to show you. The confusion lies because it looks like you're looking at parts here. It looks like those thumbnails are parts that already exist, but they don't. This is just the thumbnail of a part that Inventor can give you after it's built it from the numbers inside, well, this library here. So ISO 4762 and ISO 1207 come from this library here, but it doesn't make them until you double click that thumbnail and tell it what size you want. Then it'll look at the tables, build the part, and then it'll bung it into this directory here in your My Documents folder. So let's test it. Let's test it, shall we? So currently the directory is empty, just for verification. There's absolutely sweet FA in there. So let's go into Inventor. We'll double click 4762. It'll say, right, well, here's all the available sizes that you can have based off of a 4762 screw. So we'll say I want an M10 by 40, click OK. The second you press OK is the second a file will be generated into here. So we'll go OK, let's go back over to here, and there you go. It's made the subfolder 4762, and then there's your M10 by 40 IPT, which has just been generated from the numbers in this library. And that's it. That's how it works. There's nothing more to it than that. All you need to know, just right click and OK on that. All you need to know is how to set up the content center, and then, to be honest, you don't even really need to care about these. After these are installed, as long as Inventor can find them, you don't need to worry about these. You just go to place, you go, right now I want a 1207, I want to change its size, and I want an M6 by 20. Whack it in, go over to your My Documents folder, there's your 1207 folder. You just need to make sure that you look after these files. That's all you need to care about. When they're in your My Documents folder, they're good for you. They're not good for anyone else that you might be working with. So if you send an assembly to Susan across the corridor who works in a different department, well, she opens up that assembly. Her PC ain't going to be able to find the bolts in your Content Center My Documents folder, is she? And she won't have those bolts in her My Documents. So that's why you need to redirect them to a network drive if you're working with other people. If you're working by yourself, you need to just make sure that you keep a close eye on these folders, and yeah, they're just something you've got to manage. There's nothing really you can do about it. You can redirect them off onto a external hard drive, maybe secondary drive. If you spec a workstation, you had a C and a D drive, send them off to the D drive, back them up. It's not the end of the world if you do lose them. It really isn't, because you can recreate them. So we'll save this assembly. I'll save this into My Documents. We'll call it contains bolts, right? So that assembly just contains those two Content Center files. We'll close the assembly down. Let's go over to the Content Center folder. We'll delete those two out, so they're gone. So the next time I open up this contains bolts, it's going to go, oh no, the bolts are missing. Oh yeah, it's a shitty situation, isn't it? So they're gone, because it can't find them in the My Documents folder. But because they're standard parts generated from a table, we can just recreate them. It's not easy to do that, but you can recreate them. All you would have to do is go place from the Content Center, go to 4762, change size, and we know we want an M10 by 40. M10 by 40. Click OK, and then save, close, reopen, skip, and it should find that file there, and it's all done. So for the second part, we'd have to go place from the Content Center, 1207. I want an M6 by 20, so we'll have to change size. Go to M6 by 20, click OK. In fact, you don't even need to place it. That's it, placed, that's it, done. Save, close, reopen that, and then they're both back in. So it's, yeah, I'd rather not have to do that if you had thousands of Content Center files in your workspace. So that's it. That's how the Content Center works. I don't really want to go into any more detail than that for a video that is just on how the mechanics work. Just as a recap, you need to make sure Inventor is pointing to the IDCL files. These are updated every version, so in next year that'll be AI 2019. Inventor 2019 will point towards the 2019 libraries. They tend to not change, but you can't point Inventor 2019 at the 2018 libraries, but you can point Inventor 2019 at all the Content Center files which were created in an earlier version. I don't agree with this. I don't know why that's done that way. I would when 2019 comes out, you'll get R 2019, and you can just sort of take that and cut and paste it into the 2019 folder, or you can just completely get rid of that bloody 2018 folder completely and just paste that up there, and then get rid of that. That's another option. Once Inventor's closed down, you can delete that folder. Anyway, I'm sort of rambling now. But yeah, that's the mechanics of how the Content Center works. Hopefully that makes sense. That's where the files come from. That's where they go. Cotton Eye Joe. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles.